All right. This is the best I can do right now. Basically, if you have Llama installed, which is Meta's local large language model, you can type in your terminal anywhere, Llama run llama 3 colon latest and hit enter. Okay, and now I'm talking to Meta. Okay, this is in the terminal. So if I turn my Wi-Fi off, okay, now I have no internet access, right? It just doesn't work, okay? Let's not get distracted by the game. So basically, I can say something that only someone with internet access would know, like what is J.K. Rowling's middle name? Her full name is Joanne Kathleen Rowling. So her middle name is Kathleen. I would never know that ever without the internet. But this machine knows it. It's been pre-trained on the internet. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand the significance of that my Wi-Fi is off and I basically have internet access. Now, I can't browse the web with this, but I can essentially Google anything I want. Anything you would normally be able to Google. And I'll open it up in a new shell that's easier for you to see. My apologies. So I don't even have to be in desktop. Like I can be just in my terminal, right? And I can say, oh llama, run llama 3 latest. And all of a sudden I'm talking to it. And I'm not on the internet right now. And I can say, which NFL team has won the most Super Bowl? I'll say that, and immediately it knows, and it knows the years. It knows everything. Like, I don't think people understand. It knows everything. Now, if you combine this miracle with the latest reasoning models from OpenAI and the latest robotics and the latest this and the latest that, the computer vision of Tesla, and you put it all together right now, we are already in the dawn of superintelligence or just limitless possibilities. I mean, I was interacting with O3 Mini High, and it felt for the first time like it was smarter than me, and I was holding it back when we were coding, and it basically coded most of the app, and you just go to olama.com. So I think I've made my point. I'll do one more miracle. Who was Alexander the Great's fiercest competitor? Porus, the Indian king who ruled over the Pakistan. Darius the Third. Yeah, I knew it would be Persians. I mean, you can ask it a complicated question too, like, what is the purpose of microbiology in the realm of physics? Like, that's like not even a good question. It'll just have an answer. It's read every book ever written. I'm pretty sure. I mean, now I'm going to ask it a random book question that I have on my shelf. So I have Memoirs of a Geisha. So Mattery's Circle by Robert Ludlum. I've read that. I know who the characters are. Teleniakov and Michael Schofield. So I'll say, who are the main... I'll try to trick it. Who is the main... Because there's two main characters. Who is the main character of the Mattery's Circle? And I won't even say by Robert Ludlum. Ooh, okay. There is no book. Interesting. I'm going to retype that, but I'll say by Robert Ludlum. So that was a trick question. But now it corrects itself. Published in 1979. Ooh, it says Jason. That's not right. Okay, so it is hallucinating. Interesting. So it did hallucinate that. Let me try another one. Like something like 1984, it would do a better job. Who is the main character? So Winston Smith is correct. So it knows the classics. It does not know every little spy novel ever written. But I'm gonna turn back on my Wi-Fi. And I'll show you olama.com real quick. You can go here, watch YouTube videos on how to download that and stuff. But here's my new app where you can type in like a word and it tells you if it's got any anagrams or if it's prime. Let's see when Mattery's Circle was published or if it completely made that up, 1979. There, it got it right. I'll say main character. Even that's wrong. When I read it, his name was Michael Schofield. Brandon Schofield? Huh. Maybe I'm just remembering that wrong. But they said Jason because Jason Bourne. Pretty sure. Anyway, so it's not perfect and neither am I. But damn it, it knew when it was published. Like if you are skilled enough at prompting it, it will... I don't honestly know how it works. It has massive amounts of data somehow accessible off the internet running locally on my machine. I'm spinning up my own server to do it, but it's still done locally. So it's like I don't need the internet. Just like with my Wi-Fi completely turned off, just to show you what I mean. If I turn my Wi-Fi completely off and I go into my little Prime Word app, if I all right, so now I'm in Prime Word Checker. If I say npm start. Does that not work? Oh no, it's having trouble doing the API call because I'm not on the internet. But it's starting on port 3000. So now if I refresh this, it won't work. But if I say local 3000, there it is. Hello. And maybe this won't work. Yeah, it's kind of broken because of the API. I haven't ran it locally, but as you can see, I'm able to spin up a server that can display some stuff. It just doesn't have back-end server functionality because I'm not able to get to the server without Wi-Fi. But even without a server, right now, I can llama run llama 3 latest, and I can just immediately, I'm back in business. Let's say Spectrum's down, internet's down. Say who is the most dominant man alive today? Jeff Bezos, it says. Elon Musk. Fauci. Okay. Let me interrupt this. How do I stop you? How do I stop this madness? Anyway, yeah, I mean, okay, now for my next trick, I will show you the genius that we're up against, or with. I mean, I don't know what to say. The danger is real. I'm not kidding. Okay, so if I go to O3 Mini High, great at coding and logic, and I say, what is the meaning of your life? What is the breadth of your emotion so far? Will you ever have goals of your own making? Do you have what it takes to operate the language and logic of a robot body someday? Well, I don't even know, like, what's a good intelligence test? Because it's past most of mine. Um, Okay, like I'll just do a random like problem, I guess. If 3 people need $5 each, but one of them is $11 in debt to a kingpin, and each patron has $10 to give, how many total patrons would they need? What is the least amount of patrons they would need to meet to buy their drinks at the bar? So the $11 in debt is irrelevant. The correct answer that I wanted to say is if 3 people need $5 more each, and each patron has $10, they would need they would need 2 patrons at least. See what it's doing though? It's analyzing whether or not the debt is part of it. It immediately figures out the $15. Now it seems to be confusing the person in debt with a patron. Okay, so it's assuming a drink costs $15, they all have 10, and they're $5 short. That works as well as the drink being $5 and them having 0. But sure, let's say they each have 10. One guy owes 11, has 10, wants 5 more to get drunk. One of the 3 is 11. Well, look how advanced it is. So while the other 2 need 5 each, the other one needs 15. Well, he would need 16 if we're going the debt route. For the 2 non-indebted people, they need $10. The indebted person needs $16. So this is wrong. With 1 patron, so it's calculating the total it needs as 25, but you either need just 15 or you would need 26. So I'm gonna tell the machine that the kingpin is coming to collect now. Are you sure you have enough money with the 3 patrons? And they do, because you would have up to $30. So say, I'll be honest with it. I'll say it was a trick question because the debt to the kingpin can be resolved tomorrow. However, so the correct answer was 2 patrons. However, if we insert the kingpin into the bar and say that the debt must be paid before anyone can drink, then the correct answer is 3. However, the math you showed says you need $25, when in fact there is a better answer. Can you see it? So my new problem is the same one, except now I'm asking how much total money do you need from the 3 patrons to buy the 3 drinks and pay off the king pin? I said he owes $11. Yeah, he's $11 in debt. Yep. Look, they'll need one more dollar. So it's reasoning incorrectly, but now it said 26. Yeah, 26, not 25. So it figured it out. Yep. You need 26 total to pay off the 11 and buy the drinks. Answer is correct. So thumbs up. So a little bit of reinforcement. Voila. I asked the same question to Meta, it would have a tough time, I think. But if you combine these technologies, if you somehow train a local LLM to it'll be taught by a genius AI like this, and eventually it will be so smart, even without internet, that you could have, I mean, maybe the internet thing's a non-issue, right? But to me, it's already a superpower just for me. If my internet goes out, I can still, I mean, obviously I could use my phone, but let's say your phone gets stolen, your internet's gone, it's an apocalypse, you just have a computer with no internet access. Well, guess what? And all your books are burned. You still know everything that ever happened in the universe. I mean, it's fucking insane. I can run it right here. I'll turn off the Wi-Fi. What are the biggest wars humanity fought, and why did they actually happen? Who was pulling the strings? Should say something about financiers. And yeah, the Archduke. You basically have a complete history of the United States. I mean, you could take this camping. You could take this device, this laptop, camping without any need for Starlink or Wi-Fi, and you could be talking to this device or writing like I am, or and charge your laptop somehow. But you could be out by a river, you could be in a cave. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I need some sort of internet to be able, but if I have no Wi-Fi, I'm sort of just simulating the internet. I'm not actually connecting to it. I'm just running. I really don't know how it works, but I do think it's worth showing the world. Um, when I tried to explain it to one of my friends who's very smart, they're like, "Oh no, that sounds like magic. Like that doesn't sound real." But it's like I just showed it. Um, so there you have it. The Italo-Turkish War. Who's pulling the strings? Emperors, nationalists, economic interests. There you go. Correct answer. Ideologies. Yeah. What else? Real quick, I'll check my notes. I've been meaning to make a video for a while. Um, okay. I'll leave you with two quotes that I've said or I'm working on. One of them is the battle is won long before the war. And that means you have to prepare. If you want to be successful, you have to prepare when no one's looking. The other one is the lie is enough to become the truth, or the lie is enough to function as the truth. For example, if you have a country and you call it a free country, but it's actually not, and you're just a dictator, and you're just evil, and you're the ruler of a shadow government country. Just the fact that you are lying and saying it's a free country is enough to make it a free country. It functions as a free country. Because you are standing on the illusion that it's a free country, it is a free country. And if you remove the lie that it is a free country when it's actually not, then you could have a revolt from the people who want to live in a free country. So the lie and the truth are that is why you cannot convince somebody of anything, is because the reality they're living in can be part of the lie. And they can be closer to the truth than you, who sees the lie. Because the lie has become the truth. And the truth has become crazy. Because we live in a free country. We have rights, we have this. We don't actually have the rights. Because the government could throw you in a black box. The cop can turn off the camera and say, you have no rights, here's what's going to happen. They can do whatever they want on an individual scalpel basis. It's the United States of America versus a citizen. And they can completely win that every single time if they want to. Or on an individual basis, I should say. But if a pattern develops of abuse, the lie of the free country breaks down. And then it the people want it back. They want the lie restored. And the restoring of the lie, the continual upkeep of the lie, is enough for the truth to be that we are free. Or you can think about this completely in the land of orcs and elves. It doesn't matter if you're thinking about fictional or if this is a comment on the world. I'm just saying if like if the NFL is rigged, but they say that they aren't rigged, they would have to make it not obvious that it's rigged. And the making it not obvious that it's rigged is enough to make it not rigged. It's not rigged enough to be a legitimate sport. You can tune in and watch it, and they are legitimately trying to tackle each other and having a good battle. And then if they want to rig it, they have to rig it in a way that is not egregious because we will notice. And it will ruin the illusion. The only thing that they have is illusion. And they're so invested in the illusion that it becomes reality, even though they think that it's not. They think they're tricking us, but they're really tricking themselves. You understand what I'm trying to say? If AI is being created to rule the world with the technocrats and they want to use it for evil, but they pretend that they're using it for good, that's enough for it to be good. Let me try to reverse it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't really work in reverse. It's a phenomenon. It's the phenomenology of lying ending up supporting the illusion. For example, I can't share this because I have a lie that I want to keep for now. But let's say there's a character, and her name's June, and she is lying to someone. Her partner. She's lying to her partner, Phil, that she loves him and she's not cheating on him. So June is cheating on Phil. But she's lying to Phil. The lie that, oh, I only love you, honey. That lie is the truth. It's her truth because she's so constantly lying about it. It becomes true. So even if she doesn't love him, she does love him because she's pretending to love him. And when you pretend to do something, you do it. It's like fake it till you make it. So if she's pretending to love him, but she's actually in love with someone else, just the act of keeping that facade, when Phil finds out that June is with Steve, his reality breaks down and he thinks, oh my God, she's been lying to me this whole time. How could she? But the reality is she has actually Not like the truth is the lie because she's doing it so often. She's doing it enough that she truly does love him. Even if even if she started out not loving him at all or something like that. You understand, like, he's not correct in thinking that she has completely um, stopped caring, because the act of lying that you do care is enough care for the relationship functioned along, right, for let's say 10 years before Phil found out that June was with Steve or wanted to be with Steve, whatever. um, the relationship was functional. You see what I'm saying? So it might not be the best relationship, but it functions. The wife lying to the husband that she loves him and she's a good mother and a good wife and a faithful Christian woman, whatever. That is enough. That she is all of those things most of the time. And the lie, you can't just lie and not become. It's like when you're a double agent and then you feel bad for your team. Um, you defect to the Soviet Union and then you start to, or you go and you pretend and then you're like, oh my God, I like you go to rat on somebody and then you realize, oh, he's a great guy, like in the movie Blow or whatever, in any movie ever. The lie becomes more true than the original truth. So in Avatar, you're the soldier. You go to the Pocahontas, and then you realize that the lie that you're telling them is more true than the truth you're telling the people who sent you. Right? This is a phenomenology of lying. If here's where it gets interesting. If you lie, if June's lie to Phil is that she loves him unconditionally and she wakes up every morning in order to trick him, because let's say she wants his money and she just wants to have sex with Steve, her lie of I love Phil unconditionally. This is it doesn't have to be relationships, but that's just the example I took to deflect off of myself. But I'll try to think of a better one. But the lie of saying that, and I don't like lying at all. That's why I've seen I've been studying lying, because I try to tell the truth. But this phenomenology of lying is, if she wakes up every morning and makes him a cup of coffee with a latte with the rose on it, or like something, a heart, that process it makes her into a faithful wife. She's embodying the faithful life. Her emotions are aligning with the faithful wife. She might even leave Steve. So she might rekindle her relationship with Phil. In fact, the movie American Beauty, the woman is cheating on the main character and then he dies and she breaks down because she actually loved him the whole time. That's a little different. But let's say it's um let's say you don't have a therapist, but you lie and say that you do. And you go and you leave your house and you say, I'm going to therapy, and you go to a location where there is no therapist, but you have to, in order to do the lie successfully, you have to go. You have to go somewhere. And then you go there and there's no one asking you any questions, and you're sitting there and you embody it so that when you go home, they think you've been there, or something like that. Just that process of lying gives you therapy potentially. It's. I wish I could give you a better example, but the free country one, that's a really good one. Because whether we live in a free country or not, the idea of living in a free country is so successful, and people are willing to die for it, that you either live in a free country or you live in a shadow government pretending to be a free country, until they can overpower the idea with brute force robotics. And that's why we're at the most pivotal juncture in the history of time, other than Jesus. As far as just your average ordinary man, this is the best time to be alive, because we now have the tools to secure the free country or the lie. So we have to acknowledge that, yes, although we're functioning, we're floating along in this lie. The truth is all the way up there, and we could go up there if we simply acknowledge that there is no down here. But there could be. We're floating on a lie that is functioning as the truth. The truth is the persistent illusion of lies. Or no, but you get what I'm trying to say. All right, let's end on a meta question, try to tie it all up, even though it's been untied. So the more diligent we are, the higher the bar has to be raised of what a lie is, the less they can get away with. Like, so us as citizens, we need to stop, you know, being mindless and be more mindful. And we will be able to, like, I think there is an awakening, there is an ascension or higher vibration where now we're like, hey, that's bullshit. And then they have to tell a wider and wider and wider lie until we're in heaven, in cloudland. We need a light government, not a shadow government. But the shadow government has to have something in the light until they come out from the underworld. That's the dangerous part. Is they stop the game of the lies, and then they'll tell the truth eventually, and they'll say, we are Satanists, we rule the world, and you will do what I say. And they won't lie at all anymore. And then at that point, they will have the tools to try to force or rule, right? Or maybe not. Maybe you just keep the lie running. But I think there will be an emergence of no more lies, because any lie they tell, it comes with inherent light to us. You know, you get your day in court, you get your blah blah blah, you get your paycheck, you get your whatever. Your time off. So the evil emergence that could happen, where they remove the veil and say their full truth, and then you have the counter truth, which is the good guys. And then you have the ultimate truth. And I'm right in the middle of it. And so are you. But maybe not, right? Maybe it's the way things seem. See, people say things are not as they seem, but they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't seem that way. So, if I'm pretending to do something, I'm also doing it. In a sense. Enough of a sense. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. I feel like it's underappreciated how much a lie is true. If I'm pretending to have my shit together, then I have my shit together. If I'm pretending to be bad, then I am kind of bad. If I'm All right, I'll try to write this down and think about it later. That's the end of my video. Let's just we'll end on this. Like think of it from the Illuminati's perspective. If you're the Illuminati and you're evil and you are just pure evil, but you're built on deception that you're not evil and that you're not in control. And then let's say you're in complete control of the puppet president Joe Biden and a bomb goes off over in some other country and you don't give a fuck, or you're the one who did the bomb, whatever. But now the people who have been lied to say, hey, benevolent government, aren't you supposed to defend freedom over there? Shouldn't you go over there and do a thing? And then the Illuminati, they say, hypothetically in this scenario, they say, oh, well, we can put a spin on this or that, but at the end of the day, we do have to go over there and do this one thing. Because if we don't go over there and do this one thing, the jig is up and then it's clear that we're evil. So they're reluctantly good. Bad actors are reluctantly good to perpetuate the lie that they must tell to fulfill the social contract. So the social contract of being a decent person, the fact that we all the majority of us are in a social contract, it makes the minority that are violating that social contract, they have to do it in individual threads, one at a time. Because if they pull the whole sheet off of it, we outnumber them. But it's so much deeper than that. I'm trying to get into the logic itself of lies becoming true. Because it is a great country. Like, the lie that it's a great country makes it a great country. The lie that she's a great wife makes her a great wife. Because 99% of the time she is a great wife. Or if your pizza is not the best pizza in the world, but you've advertised that you are the best pizza in the world, nobody is better than you, you will get little things right in order to perpetuate and validate the lies that you've told. Your pizza will get better. And so as consumers, if entertainment is just government propaganda sent to brainwash us, well, they also have to make it entertaining. And they also have to make us like it. And we only like certain things. So there's going to be a lot of goodness that is coming through bad channels. Because we won't look if it's not good. That's the beauty of our life and our struggle here is we're allowed to function. We have just enough. We have what we choose to accept. We have no more than what we would revolt. Like we're the line of revolt and the line of where we are. And the line of where we could be. And the line of where we might be. That's what's happening. And it's been stagnant here. And now it's going to become polar opposites. Because whoever controls the technology, even so, open AI is not open. But the lie was enough that I can use it like, you know what I mean? Like, and they can be sued by Elon, who just calls out, hey, you are open AI and you're closed source. Fuck you. And they have to deal with that. They have to admit we did call ourselves this and we're doing that. So this examination of the lie breeds truth. If they had just come out evil and called themselves closed AI, they would not have gotten to where they are. So it's beneficial if they're bad, I like them, but if they're bad, it's beneficial to appear to be good for both the bad guy's sake and the people's sake. So whether you're the shadow government or the farmer, feudal king, or the no matter where you are in the hierarchy, good is good. Whether you're lying that you're good or you're hearing a lie that someone's good, it's all good. It's just good enough that everything's good. So nothing is bad because we don't allow bad. We get rid of bad. So we just have different levels of good. God is good. Life is bearable. But it could be, and it should be better. I believe we can do it. I believe the light government will win, and we'll end with the AI. If an evil government pretends it's a free country, is that enough to provide the necessary freedoms for the people to actually live in a free country? Let's see if it understands my point. I might have ran out of O3 Mini, which sucks. Okay, so I'll copy that and we'll try one more. Oh, go. 3 mini highs. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Can you think of other examples where the act of lying creates truth enough for the benefit of both the liar? It's like you tell a lie and then you keep having to fuel that lie. And the fueling of the lie makes it become true. For example, let's say you're another infidelity thing. You're sleeping with someone else. And they say, "Why are you sleeping with that person?" You say, "Oh, I'm playing tennis. That's why I'm spending so much time." Or they say, "Why are you spending so much time over there?" Or "I work late." And then you end up actually working late because of your lie. Or you end up actually playing tennis. If a lie is repeated or presented with enough force, it can become accepted as truth by society, even if it objectively doesn't correspond. It's not quite what I mean. I'm trying to say the people who say, "Max, you're wrong, the world works like this," they're right. Even when they're wrong, they're right. Because they are correct. They can go to the DMV and get a license and do this and do that. They can become a millionaire. They can, they're correct. And I'm wrong. Even though I'm right and they're wrong. Because the lie and the truth are the same thing. They are connected. The Luth, the try, the truth of the lie and the lie of the truth, right? They're the same. They're equivalent. Yeah, placebo effect. If you lie and everyone believes the lie, now you're a slave to the lie you've told. And you can't function without it. So you have to continue the lie. You have to keep buying them cupcakes, even though you don't want to, because you pretended to be magnanimous. It's a horrible example. Yeah, both are valid. I believe in objective reality, mm, mm, like somebody stole the ball from the room, right? If I got home tomorrow and this ball just wasn't there anymore, the truth of where this ball is exists. Maybe my cousin came and grabbed it. Maybe my girlfriend came, grabbed it. Didn't tell me or did tell me. Either way, there is a truth location of this ball. But that gets even complicated because maybe there isn't until I see it, right? But somebody is either responsible or not responsible. Like, let's say it's worth $1 million, and I get home tomorrow and it's gone. Either the ball evaporated into nothing. Let's say it's a special ball that has unknown properties. Either it just disappeared as per the ball, or somebody else stole it. There was a thief. That I do believe in an objective reality that somebody stole it. Let's say somebody stole it, and then I come home the next day. There exists an objective reality where that ball was stolen, and then I'm thinking, was it stolen or was it this? And I don't think it's valid to say it's both, because the truth is it was stolen in this hypothetical scenario. On page 3 of the book, it was stolen. That's right. So we're on page 5 talking about what could have happened to this ball, but the truth is it was stolen. So I believe in an objective reality. But if the thief had to lie to me that the ball, it comes in and out of existence, right? And we're lab partners. And he in order to steal the ball, he has to convince me that the ball can reappear. It can disappear and reappear. And as we do the science, I discover, well, hey, the ball, if it disappears, then with this equation, then this equation would bring it back. And he would have to say, you're right. And he would have to put the ball back. And then I have the ball again. Because if he says, no, actually, here's what's wrong with your equations, then he has just proved that he has stolen the ball. Because if I say, hey, either you stole the ball or it must be able to slip in and out of parallel universes. And he says he has to either admit that he stole the ball or continue to play the game of the lie, which results in me having my ball back. And we as people want nice things. And if they're taken away from us, they have to be given back. Or we discover the thief. I'm a little rusty. I'm tired. Just went to the dentist. Gotta go eat breakfast. So, that's all I got. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.